This is your day to live to the fullest, and Southwest Medical, part of OptumCare, is here to help you do it. We put patients first. We build a preventative care plan around you, and we have 370 providers in more than 35 locations, including convenient cares and urgent cares where you never need an appointment. And with hassle-free Now Clinic virtual visits where you see your doctor from home or on the go, plus secure online access to your health records through the MySMA Health Online Patient Portal, we're right there with you every step of the way. This isn't just any day. This is your day. So live your best, Southern Nevada, because healthy looks good on you. Southwest Medical Associates. See us at smalv.com today.
I'd love to hear more. Do you have a card?
This is it. This is when you can either let something happen or make it happen with your professional custom card from Vistaprint. Right now, you can get 500 business cards personalized the way you want them, starting at just $9.99. You pick the look, the style, and the statement you want to make in the moment. Now is the time to make something happen for your business. So, own them now with 500 custom business cards starting at $9.99 at Vistaprint.com. Just use promo code 5656. That's Vistaprint.com, promo code 5656.
At AutoZone, we're all about getting you the products you need so you can rely on your ride to perform, especially in the coldest conditions. If you want a battery you can rely on no matter the elements, go with Duralast. They're specially made to help your vehicle power through even the coldest weather. Duralast, proven tough, and available only at AutoZone. Visit any of our 5,500 locations nationwide and let us do more for you. Restrictions and details in store.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Vegas happens at the iconic Las Vegas Country Club, established in 1967. If the trees on our course and the walls of our clubhouse could talk, they'd tell you stories about PGA Tour and LPGA Tour champions, the biggest business deals in Las Vegas history, and how for 6 decades this special place has been the social hub of Las Vegas. We're now accepting new individual and corporate members. Visit LasVegasCC.com or call 734-1122 and become part of our story today. The tradition continues.
Hello, friends. This is Thomas Johnson from Joe's Seafood Prime Steak and Stone Crab. Need a great idea for lunch or dinner? Your best bet is Joe's, one of the most popular dining destinations on the Strip. Joe's provides the ideal setting for private parties with accommodations for up to 150 guests. Stop by to see us at the Forum Shops at Caesars and ask for Thomas Johnson, your maitre d'.
All right, I'm counting the days down because on Tuesday afternoon I'm meeting Matt Humans and a couple of friends at Joe's for lunch. Yes, it's going to be a great Tuesday. Of course, I could go before then if I wanted to, but I'm going to wait till Tuesday. You don't have to. Speaking figuratively to all of you listening right now, make a reservation. Yes, you too, Ari. Make a reservation, 702-792-9222. Get yourself down to Joe's. Have a spectacular. It's going to be crazy down there next weekend. With the Super Bowl and all the tourists in town, it's going to be just, you're going to be talking about 3-hour waits, okay? So for locals, go this weekend. This is probably the best weekend to go down, because, you know, it's going to be more of locals than anything else this weekend, and enjoy a great meal. What do we have for a Joe's Angle of the Day from Ralph Michaels from WagerTalk?
Well, he's got 2 angles, both pointing in the same direction. We have the Memphis Grizzlies, who are laying points tonight. For some
that
reason.
Doesn't happen often.
No. Well, they're 1-8 to the under. Sorry, 8-1 to the under when they're laying points as home favorites.
All right.
And the Sacramento Kings are 9-0 to the under in their last 9 overall, going under by nearly 13 points per game.
That would lead me to believe that the Joe's Angle of the Day points to the under in the Memphis-Sacramento game.
There's one reason to watch that game, and that's if you have a bet on the under.
Really?
214, the prevailing number.
No overtime. Okay. Let's go to, do we have Kelly on? Oh, somebody wasn't paying attention. Yeah, no, that was my fault. I had monopolized the conversation with Ari during the break, and he forgot to call Kelly. That's on me, folks. It's not on Ari. If it was, I'd be yelling at him and putting all the blame on him, because I really want to blame myself for anything, including, well, you know.
It really was my fault, though.
No, it wasn't. I diverted your attention.
Just saying.
I'll blame
take
society.
I'll take this
okay,
one.
well, all right.
Give me 30 seconds.
You know what? Fine. I'm cool with that. If you're taking it off my shoulders, it's all right with me.
Clearly society's fault.
Yeah, it is.
We need to fix this.
I'm not sure whether it was the liberals or the conservatives on this one. I don't know. But in any case, Kelly Stewart is with us right now. Hi, Kelly. How are you?
Hi, guys. Great. How are you?
Doing fine. And, of course, last night was I wasn't.
It's a wise guy party.
I wasn't down
It's the
there,
only one.
I'm told the line was really long last night to get the lines, I should say, to get the prop bets in as the Westgate, the Superbook put their prop sheet out there. Were you there?
I was not there. Listen, I am so antisocial most of the time.
Well,
I have to be in the sports book so much. Everybody's texting me, are you coming to the Westgate? I'm like, absolutely not. I'm not a big-time prop better anyway, so it's not like I had to rush down there, wait in line with my backpack full of money to get some action down on these prop bets. I'll wait until they come out on the app on Friday, hang tight, see where the market's moved, and go from there.
And there will be, I guess today, I haven't checked my app in the last half an hour or so, but they are due out today.
Yep, that's what they told us. They said they should be up this afternoon. I haven't checked either. Like I said, I'm not in some
I'm going to do it while we're
rush.
checking, actually.
Yeah, I haven't just gotten some big-time rush to do it. I know it's terrible, but I think that you can still find some value. But, yeah, the numbers guys are rushing to the window because they've already had their prop bets done, and they've already known what they were going to place. This is more of the Super Bowl is more of an entertainment for me. I'm not going to have a ton of money on the side or the total or even the coin flip. So it's going to be one of those hang out and just get to enjoy football season being over.
It doesn't sound like you have a particularly strong opinion about the game just yet.
You know, we talked about this earlier this week, Teddy, on our videos for the Super Bowl, and I do like the Rams. I really do. We know that the Sportsbook said before the playoffs started, NFC -1 versus AFC. So when it opened that way, boom, immediately everybody bet the Pats. Now it's up to 2.5. I know we're going to hit 3. And when we hit 3, I'm going to have a wager on it. But I'm not going to go out there and blow up my bankroll saying, well, this is how strong I feel about the Rams. It's not fun to step in front of the Belichick and Brady freight train. Though I've done it a few times this season, inevitably I ended up getting ran over by it with the Chiefs. So I'm just kind of hanging back going, you know, I'll wait and see where the dust settles.
This is interesting because you said when it gets to 3. So are you getting information that indicates that it will get to 3? Or is that, because I don't know.
I joked with Jay Cornegay yesterday on Twitter, and I said, do we have a 3 yet? And, he laughed back and said, we'll see if it gets there. Of course, the offshores have moved to 3. I even saw on Twitter that somebody had up a 3.5, obviously taking the limit.
3.5? Wow.
At that point, I believe it was Bovada. I could be wrong. I saw
a
tweet like a couple of days ago. But, some of those guys are just doing it to drum up action.
Yeah.
Because why? They're unloaded on the Patriots. So sometimes they have to move. And the guys here in Vegas, I think, are just hanging tight. I think they know that a vast majority of the bets are going to come in next Saturday, Sunday morning. The place is going to have a 2.5-hour wait. And so, yeah, they're going to see a ton of money come in on both sides over the weekend when everybody gets to town.
And that's, still nearly a full week away.
I know.
You forget, but the majority of the money does come in the 48 hours before kickoff. Now, the one thing that surprised me yesterday about the Westgate opening lines for the props was that Jay Cornegay was surprised at how much handle they got. They did $400,000 worth of handle last night.
Wow.
At $1,000 and $2,000 a pop. Is that the new normal? Are you hearing from around town that handle is higher than expected so far this Super Bowl season?
We know that the South Point released theirs first. A bunch of people went to the South Point and took some limit bets on what they had. I think it was kind of a race to see who was going to get out first, to kind of see what the market was going to react. But I think we're starting to see from sports betting in general, we'll use it as a term because I have a lack of a better words, but maybe millennials, so to speak. We know they're really into in-game betting. So we know that also prop bets are intriguing. Exotic bets are intriguing to people under 35. And so I think we saw a big rush and a big push for people who have, like I said, already done their prop bet numbers and been able to go from there. So, I think we're going to see a tremendous handle on props, but usually the Westgate gets unloaded on those.
Who's texting you during this telephone?
CBS is blowing me up on Skype already, even though I told them 2:45.
They can't wait to have you on.
I guess, it's just one of those things.
Now, listen, I normally, and I looked in the second half of the football season, I kind of tried to avoid this topic because the team was not good. But Kansas State basketball, Holy cow. I looked, they made a nice run last year. I think Loyola knocked them out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they had a good season last year. They look good right now, Kelly. That's your alma mater. And, I mean, I know you're not the biggest Bruce Weber fan out there, but he's got this team playing his ball right now.
He does. He is coaching his proverbial butt off, and I will give him credit for that. I mean, you have to know that Dean Wade getting back into the rotation was absolutely the difference maker.
Yep.
I mean, even with Stokes being hurt, Barry Brown cannot carry that team himself. And that's what we saw. We saw a lot of struggle since the Tulsa game primarily. And so now this team's playing some of the best ball of the season. I am going to be in Manhattan for that game against KU on that Tuesday night after Super Bowl. So really excited for that one. Hopefully both teams are ranked at that time. I know KU's probably going to lose to Kentucky tomorrow. K-State's going to have a tough game against A&M and a couple more games down the stretch, but I would love to see a top 25 matchup while I'm in town.
Now, look what's happened here, because just a few weeks ago, I was there when you said this. I don't even know if I'm going back there for that game. And, and you're going now, aren't you?
I am, and you know what, Dave? You sound like my aunt. She texted me on, it was either Monday or Tuesday, and goes, "Oh, I bet you quit your complaining now." And I said, okay. But you're right, though. It really was a rough stretch there without Dean Wade, and I was really critical because I think I've learned to be more critical of Kansas State as a sports bettor. As a fan, nobody likes losing. But now that I know their potential, especially in terms of numbers and a mathematical perspective, certain losses are really frustrating. And it started with that Tulsa loss. And I was like, this is not acceptable. Losing as double-digit favorites as a team who was, started the season ranked in the top 25, I'm not going to accept. And so it kind of set my level of standard a lot higher than it normally would have been for this team. I mean, losing by 20 at Texas, yeah, you're going to get me fired up. And then they were able to bounce back at Texas Tech, at least get the cover, I should say, and keep it close. And it's been a good stretch from there.
Well, you said the game tomorrow at Texas A&M is going to be a tough one. Aggies aren't playing good basketball. They're not playing good basketball at home. You're supposed to kick the snot out of that team, to be perfectly honest.
They should, but what scares me, we've talked about this before on the WagerTalk shows, is that I use KenPom. So when I saw KenPom only had K-State as a 5-point favorite on the road, I'm thinking, okay, this makes me a little nervous because you're right. Texas A&M isn't playing good ball. And if the number's even shorter than that, I know the whole world's going to jump on K-State. And this is my problem with this team. I know a lot of Kansas State fans going, we deserve to be ranked. I'm like, everybody pump the brakes, because this team is now playing with a chip on their shoulder since losing to at Marquette, at Tulsa, and then losing to Texas and Texas Tech. Now all of a sudden we've kind of hit another 4 or 5 game stretch that they tend to do, and I need them to keep playing with that chip on their shoulder, because I will be furious if I go in to Manhattan, Kansas, and they play a terrible game. Last time I went to Allen Fieldhouse, I think K-State was 14.5-point dogs, closed at 16.5, and they just got blown off the court. And I'm not going to go there and deal with that. Like, as a fan, I want to go and see K-State beat KU. It's been forever. I think the last time I got to go to the game where they beat KU was like 2006. So, like I said, sports betting's kind of, we'll call it, ruined my fandom.
It does that fairly quickly. And I learned that, I think, my first year out here when I was rooting for Plaxico Burress and Michigan State against my own Michigan Wolverines, and being thrilled that Plaxico went nuts in the big house and scored 3 touchdowns. And I remember being at the Valley Sportsbook back in the day going, Plaxico! And that's when I'm like, yeah, my fan days are officially over right about now.
Great.
Back to K-State.
Money lies with your allegiance.
Yeah, exactly. You're my money is stronger. Money is stronger than any fandom that you'll have. Going back to K-State for just one moment, the betting story for them, obviously 5-1 straight up, 5-1 against the spread for the season, in their last 6. But for the season, they've been a dead nuts under team. They've cashed 14 unders in 20-line games. What do you make of that? Do you think that's something that'll keep going?
They absolutely have, and and that is really just indicative of how good their defense is right now. I know KenPom's got them rated the 4th defense in the country, and I think that's rightfully so. And that is a tribute to Bruce Weber. Bruce, like I said, has been coaching his butt off, and that is exactly his game plan, is to have this stout defense. I think the other night we were talking on the show, and I said, this under one, I think it was 120. I can't remember what it closed at, but it was a low 120s number. And I go, I'm going to bet the under, and I was nervous the whole game because nobody wants to bet a total that low. But that is how good they're playing on defense. And I I know their offense struggles at times, but yeah, I mean, I'm looking to bet K-State unders until it doesn't hit. I mean, you talked about this on WagerTalk this week, Teddy.